So how have you been since I last saw you?
I just started a new job at the YMCA downtown.
Okay.
I'm a street worker, community worker. So
Okay.
I go on the street and work to help out people. So I feel really happy about that job. My boss is really cool. My teammates are really cool.
One of the hard things about being a counselor is that often our focus is in helping other people. So I'm also curious about how your process is going.
I left my boyfriend not too long ago.
Oh.
Like things are not doing so well in his own life. And in the last two boyfriends I had a pattern where I would be like helping them out with money. They would live at my place and feed them, and they would owe me a lot of money, and they would just like leave me, or I would dump them because they had too much issues.
And you're done with that?
Yes, I still have contact with him, but I mean, it's platonic.
And the contact with him is what? What's that all about now?
I do have contact with him, but I mean, like this weekend, he came to my place, we watched movies, but nothing happened. Like nothing sexual, nothing. It's just like, oh, let's hang out as friends.
I mean, you must have many friends. I assume you have people to watch movies with.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so why is this guy watching a movie with you? That's the part where I feel like I'm missing a piece. Help me.
I mean, he's a good person. But also, it was to show him also, like, yeah, we're watching a movie, but nothing else is going to happen, kind of thing. Okay.
You're telling me that you're sort of showing him that you're going to respect your boundary. And I think that somehow you're giving a little bit of power away because you're showing him, like, oh, I'm not, like, you can make a move on me, but it's not going to happen. And I think that that's not something, he then is sort of important to you. I would say, my hypothesis would be he's sort of important to you, or his opinion of you is important to you. The fact that she left her boyfriend was great movement because she was taking back her power, and then she immediately gave her power back to him. So I think that that whole thing about power, I don't think that Sophie Clotis had a lot of power in her life. So I think she has a little bit of a conflictual relationship with power. Part of why she did that is she wants the approval more than she wanted the power, and that's the problem. And if we're being nice and generous to get the approval, then we're actually starting to fall into a drug habit, and we're going to want it more and more again, and then you start to disappear. And unfortunately in your life, that has been your experience.
Basically, I found my father in 2000, and I went in foster care from 13 to 18.
Oh, that's significant.
My mother had her menopause at the same time I had my teenage crisis.
Okay.
No father in the picture. Oh. And we're very opposite personalities. My mother was a very, very, very strict person.
Okay.
All the clash between the generations that separates her and me was very, very hard, and it was overwhelming, and it wasn't healthy. And
yeah, I mean,
that was the best
it might have been the right
decision.
decision. Absolutely,
Yeah,
it still doesn't mean it wouldn't be hard for you.
So for me, like getting the female approval, like figure of authority approval, being pat in the back is important for me.
Well, I can understand that.
When I went to my father's funeral, hearing how much he was generous and present for my stepsister and everything was like, sometimes I was crying, only because I miss my dad, because I wish I had that attention, but I cannot be angry at him about it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with that. Why can't you be angry at him about that?
Because he went to residential schools. No wonder he doesn't know how to be a dad.
Do you get the place of, oh my God, that was really not okay? And do you get to feel those emotions? Because otherwise the anger is going to come out in other relationships or in other situations.
What I'm bringing home with me from this session with Sandra is that, yeah, I'm still trying to be important through other people's eyes, and I need to prioritize myself even more, because I'm really good at being there for others and putting others in front of me, like before me, and just to be focused on more time for me, and this is for me, my space, and proving it to myself, seeking approval for myself, from myself, not through others.
And she'll get there, and she's going to have to work through then some of that anger and sadness, which I think there's a lot more anger and sadness than what she acknowledged here today. But I think she's afraid of it, which is understandable. But as she works through it, she'll find it's very liberating.